One more important issue in income tax provisions is advance tax. This is the duty and responsibility of every taxpayer to compute his income for the current financial year. Means estimate his income during the current year and estimate his tax liability for the current year, and he has to pay the proportionate tax, means 4 installments if it is a company, 3 installments if it is an individual during the current year itself. How this is applicable? Means the taxpayer earns income regularly every day, every month, every quarter, up to the year end. So his tax liability also should be complied. Tax payment also should be complied as soon as he earns income, estimated on estimate basis to pay to the credit of the central government. And this will reduce the one-time burden on the taxpayer at the year end to pay the tax or at the time of filing the return of income. So who is liable to pay advance tax? Any taxpayer whose income tax liability is going to be more than 10,000 per year. If his tax liability is going to be, it is net tax liability, it is not how much, what is the amount is going to pay through challan. Finally at the time of filing of return of income. If it exceeds 10,000, he has to pay advance tax. If it is less than 10,000, he will not pay advance tax. So this is the way of computation of advance tax. And this one, 2 things to be done by a taxpayer. One is in the entire year. Today, this is the financial year 2021. Means financial year 1/4/2020 to 31 March 2021. He has to estimate his income in advance and estimate his tax liability. He should pay the advanced income tax in installments as specified under the income tax provisions. So what are why this is advanced tax provisions are there in the Income Tax Act? See, every person has to pay, earlier every person has to pay the income tax liability at the time of filing his return of income. But when the income is earned during the entire year, month-wise, quarter-wise, up to the total year, up to 31st March, why not the tax be collected in advance so that it will not be a burden and also it will be easy for the taxpayer to fulfill his tax paying liability. There may be some confusion to estimate the income and to estimate the tax liability because the situation may not be same during the entire year. What he planned may be different, what the actual situation may change. And due to that situation, change of situation, the taxpayer may not be able to estimate his income, or estimated income may be more or less. The tax liability also may increase or reduce. If that be the case, he has to enhance the advance tax in the coming installment, or he has to reduce the advance tax in the coming installment, depending upon his calculation. And for this, taxpayer need not file any estimated income or estimated tax liability with the Income Tax Department. It is only his own estimation, own computation of tax liability, and nobody will be asking how much you have paid. And one more difference is tax source is the amount deducted by the payer on behalf of the recipient, payer from the amount payable to the recipient, and the amount will be credited to the central government on behalf of the recipient. There the liability, the responsibility is on the payer. Here advance tax is different. Advance tax is to be estimated and paid in advance by the taxpayer himself. He has to estimate his income, he has to estimate his tax liability. These 2 things are different. In TDS, the payer will pay the amount, it is as his liability. In advance tax, the taxpayer has to estimate and pay the tax, it is his liability. These 2 things are different. And how many installments are to be paid? If the tax liability comes to 1 lakh. If it is a company, the company has to pay 15% before 15th June, 30% before 15th September. Means 15 plus 30 becomes 45%. And next 30% before 15th December. So it becomes 75%. 15, 30, 30. And the balance 25% the company has to pay before 15th March of the next year, or it can be paid up to 31st March also. If it is a case of individual or HUF, then they has to make it of 3 installments. That is 30% before 15th September, See, another 30% before 15th December and 40% before 15th March of next year, or can be up to 31st March. So there are 4 installments for companies, 3 installments for individuals or HUFs. Sometimes what happens is, if the taxpayer is an employee, employer will make TDS from his salary payment and he will make credit to the central government on behalf of the employee. Then what happens? The tax may not be sufficient. The tax deducted may not be sufficient to meet the tax liability of the employee. Then what he has to do is, if it is not sufficient, he has to pay advance tax in installments as an individual. How? Suppose employee is having other income also, maybe interest from banks or rents or some other thing, and there is no tax deducted. Therefore, taxpayer has to make his own estimate of income and tax liability, pay himself voluntarily as advance tax, in addition to the tax deducted by his employer. So, how this advance tax will be paid? The advance tax will be paid by the taxpayer electronically, digitally, in 4 installments as stated earlier. Means mentioning his account number and financial year for which assessment year this tax has been paid. And what happens? Suppose if the advance tax paid in installments, scheduled installment 15%, 30%, 30%, 25% shortfalls, or it is less than the estimated, then the taxpayer has to pay interest at the rate of 1% for every month deficit. If any shortfall is there, they has to pay interest at the rate of 1% for the deficit. And if there is a delay also, the taxpayer has to pay interest at the rate of 1% for every month during which the default continues. Delay continues. This is the provisions, and the advance tax paid by him, taxpayer is more than the advance tax liability, then he will get the amount as refund along with interest at the rate of 6% per annum. So now we have seen what is the tax liability and how it is to be paid, how many installments is to be paid by the taxpayer. When the problems comes in computing the advance tax, suppose during the year the taxpayer sells a property and earns capital gains. He didn't expect that he will earn so much of profit, or he will sell the property. He may not be in a position to estimate his capital gain. It may be difficult to estimate his income. That may create some deficit in advance tax calculation in earlier installments. Next, when compensation received on acquisition of any property or any other asset, or any other enhanced compensation is also received prior to for any property acquired long back. And remuneration for more than one employer. Suppose an employee was working with one employer, he will make TDS account based on his salary payments. And if it is worked part of the, if the employee earns income as a salary from other employer also during the same year, means these both incomes has to be clubbed and tax liability has to be computed. This may not be possible for the first employer or may not be possible for the second employer. So it is a duty of the taxpayer himself, employee himself, to pay advance tax to make good the deficit, if any, in advance tax liability. And rent. Suppose a person is having a property consisting of 5 to 6 tenants. Each one may not be liable to make TDS, but all put together will come under single income and it will be liable to pay advance tax. Then the taxpayer has to club together all the rental income and he has to compute his year tax liability, year revised income and tax liability thereon. He has to pay in advance himself. And next is maturity of mutual funds. Sometimes mutual funds also, sometimes some portion is taxable. That is to be brought into, because that is also one-time receipt and it is not occasional. Sometimes only it will come. That also will create some additional advance tax liability for the previous installments. Maturity of insurance premiums, retirement benefits, gifts received from people are exempted from tax, but whereas the gifts received from non-related people, that will be liable under Income Tax Act. That may create a more advanced tax liability, and that also has to be regulated. Next, sales consideration received above stamp value. If the property value, the taxpayer sells more property, stamp value of the property, the additional amount, the extra amount, stamp value will be treated as additional income from other sources that will be included in the income of the SSC and for calculating the total income as well as advance tax liability. These unusual situations creates additional burden, additional tax liability or deficit of installment payments by the taxpayer. And the taxpayer has to be very careful while carrying on these unusual transactions during the financial year. And what about the TDS made? Any TDS made by the payer and TCS made by his seller, all these two amounts has to be deducted from the tax liability of the taxpayer. Then the balance only liable for advance tax liability. So suppose if the tax liability comes to 40,000, TDS is there of 25,000, TCS is there of 15,000, even though the tax liability is more than 10,000, but the net tax liability, net tax payability is less than 10,000, there is no advance tax liability on the taxpayer. Suppose if it is the advance tax liability, the same 40,000, tax liability is only the same 40,000, but TDS is 10,000, TCS is 10,000, means 20,000 will be reduced from the total tax liability and then another 20,000 comes under advance tax liability. So this is the difference, and for which the taxpayer has to be very careful and paid as much advance tax as possible to avoid late payment of interest, or we can say late interest for deficit or late interest, penal interest also sometimes if the value is more, sometimes even penalty may be levied if the gap is, if the deficit is more than that, the department feels that the deficit is because of the taxpayer's intention to not to disclose the income and or not to disclose the particulars. This may create problems. So hence the taxpayers has to be careful while computing the income for the current year and tax liability for the current year, and to pay the advance tax as per installment specified, and that will help them to reduce the tax liability. The tax is less and interest will be more if it is there is a lot of time gap between the assessment and as well as due dates for filing the returns of income. So to avoid all these things, it is advisable for the taxpayers to pay more and more advance tax to get the refund easily. It will be easy and it will be comfortable himself to avoid litigation and to avoid interest and to avoid penalty also. This advance tax payment is helpful to the taxpayer as stated earlier, because the taxpayer will be paying his tax liability based on his estimation of taxable income and tax liability for the current year. Means he earns income regularly and he pays his tax regularly in specified installments. The same way, the same advance tax payments also helps the government to get the revenue regularly, so that the governments need not wait up to the date of filing of the return of income by the taxpayer. Means in 4 installments, the government will get what is the tax liability by the company, 3 installments what is the tax liability by the individual HF or other taxpayer. So the government need not wait to get its share of taxes from the income earned by the taxpayer. So it will be comfortable to the taxpayer and revenue source for the government. Both will be comfortable while filing the returns of income. The taxpayer as well as the government will be comfortable at the time of filing the return of income. It will be a huge burden on the taxpayer if tax is paid at the time of filing the return of income only. So it will reduce the burden of the taxpayer by paying in installments. Maybe some shortfall may be there or excess may be there, that is not a problem. But if it is more deficit is there and he has to pay interest at the rate of 1% for every delay or deficit for which there was a in payment of installments as prescribed under advance tax rules.